Very nice. All right, so here's our first, my first submission. This stuff is not fun. All right, folks, I found the documentary that I wanted to share. I'm assuming, that I'm fully shadow banned and whatever, but that's fine because I'm going to do this anyway. And let's see if some people filter in. That will be very interesting. It's unfortunate if people filter in late because this documentary really needs to be watched from the very beginning till the very end. That's where its power lies, within the information and also the delivery of the various folks. But I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm just going to let it play. So go. Share screen. This video actually saved my life, believe it or not. Hit play, go. What this live is about is sharing what socialized psychopaths do to us in our real lives. Hit play, go. Smart looking guy, cool. Very nice.
Loves that play out in my imagination.
Hit pause. Hit pause. By the way, since we only have a smart-looking guy here, if you've never been through it, this is gonna seem like a movie. It's gonna seem like I'm just trying to be like an entertaining person on the internet trying to get clickbaits. I've never made a single penny off of YouTube. I've never made any friends on YouTube except for the ones I've made through politics. But in terms of my life, this is the video that woke me up to what I was dealing with. And my narcissist is dead. He was found dead on his couch. I just spit on my floor in 2016. And the world is a safer place because this person no longer exists. That's what this video is about. These people are not people. Hit play, go. Thank you, smart looking guy. Jason from Boston. Nice to meet you. I do politics, but I do other shit too. Again, I tend to be a stickler. I didn't expect to have actually an audience tonight, but we have a audience of one who's probably going to leave and go fuck this shit and go, watch some interesting cat videos or whatever. But I used to watch these videos before I went through what I went through. And the point that I must emphasize, and the only crux of the matter that I must emphasize, is that you don't know. You can watch this video and smart looking guy, you're going to watch this video and you're going to be like, wow, that's interesting. But if you haven't been through it, haven't been through what they do, you just don't know. And that's not a dig on you. And that's not a dig on anyone who hasn't been through it. But for those who have been through it, who watch this type of video, they're going to go, oh my God, yep, that, 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 that's what they do. And I don't think I just turned 40. I don't think I'm ever going to recover from what this absolute demon put me and my company and all of his family through. And what's super cool about these people is that they, like, everyone worships them until they bring the whole house of cards down. And that's what these people are. The problem is that what they do is that they very astutely, through manipulation, weave, what do they say? Weaving spiders weave webs. That these people are spiders. They're scorpions. They are. I love spiders and scorpions. I used to have them as pets. These people are worse than that. They're literal demons in human skin. And this documentary that I found when I was going through my recovery of psychopathic abuse is the number one documentary, and it's hard to find, and I found it for you guys. So if you want to not go through the pain and the suffering and the life and degeneration of your soul and your character and all the smear campaigns in the back channels and all that when they make friends with your friends and they turn you into like the bad person. Well, at the end of the day, I'm still alive and this faggot is not. And when I say faggot, I don't mean homosexual, although he might have been a homosexual. Who knows? Because they don't have a sexual identity. All they care about is control. All they care about is manipulation. All they care about is bringing out the worst in you while taking all of your resources, financial, physical. Uh, This documentary just says it way better than I can say it. So I'm just going to hit play again. And if more people filter in, I think that's great. And if they don't, that's totally cool because I understand what YouTube is doing with the censorship, and that's fine. And I'm going to make a video about that tomorrow, by the way, because I just reached an agreement with YouTube where they're very gentlemanly in a certain way. But anyway, let me get out of my ranting. My name is JB Rants, by the way. Jason from Boston, dental technician, 15-year orthodontic technician, very skilled technical worker, and psychopath magnet. So watch this. And maybe it would save you or someone who you know. It might help them out a little bit. Hit play, go.
What I describe my parents and how I describe them to my therapist in the best way.
Yeah, you better be in.
And all narcissists, really, and this to my greater point of the video, are basically terminators. Now, anybody who's seen the movies, they're very popular. And I had said that to my therapist, that my parents are like terminators in that in the first one, Kyle Reese is sitting there. You can't argue with it. You can't reason with it. It won't stop until it gets what it wants, until it gets its way. And she thought about it, and she came back with my therapist in New Jersey. She came back to me the next week, and she's like, I was asking my son, and she brought because our son was more familiar. And he's like, well, that's not true, really, because terminators are learning computers, so they would learn. But if you know the movies, they're learning computers, these terminators. But they only learn for what they're programmed to do, in that you have the terminators that were sent back by the machines. Yes, they learn, but they only learn in order to obtain their programmed objective, is it to destroy. Whereas the
Hit pause. So I'm assuming smart looking guy is still watching, but what this guy is trying to say is that when I was myself, Jason from Boston, Jason Beliveau from Boston, JB Rants on YouTube, what I was watching was science movies and National Geographic, and I picking up butterflies and dragonflies and spiders, and I would not give a fuck if a spider was crawling in my arm. I'd go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, is it gonna bite me? Oh, it just bit me. Oh, that's cool. Like, I had no fear of nature. But these motherfuckers are literally on the planet, and I don't know why God allows this. I guess it's because of free will, where they are allowed to manipulate us and take advantage of us, and they observe us, and they take pleasure in like just being horrible things in the end, but at the beginning they look like the greatest thing ever. They can come into your company and they look like the fucking savior. I mean, literally, they look like the fucking savior. This guy was 6 years older than me. He had me move in with him. I actually moved in with this fucking psychopath. And from there on out, it was an 8-year ride. I got out as quick as I could. I quit the company, which is probably deserved of them because they should have stepped in. But history is history and the past is the past, right? Anyway, let's hear more from not just this guy, because this is a compilation video of people who have dealt with socialized psychopaths. Before I hit play again, I must say this. For anyone who's still listening to me, a lot of people don't understand what socialized psychopaths are. So when they hear the word psychopath, they think Ted Bundy, they think John Wayne Gacy, they think bodies in the basement, they think, Ted Bundy, they think in my argument, I would say they think George W. Bush, who was president and just launched all these wars, but that's a whole other, that brings in political, which we can certainly talk about, assuming some of you want to continue this conversation with me in the future. But let's just isolate the two. Everyone thinks that Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy are like the worst serial killers on the planet, right? Those guys are the tiny minority. They're mosquitoes on the back of the human race in terms of serial killers. Now, what do I mean by when I say that? Does that mean that their murder victims and their families, like, I'm minimizing that? No, I am not at all. At all. I've done extensive research on these psychological patterns of these people without a degree, by the way. I do this on my own free time. I have a lot of free time because I don't really hang out with anyone anymore. But the socialized psychopath, what they do is they come into your life, they befriend you, and they're your best friend. And if you're a trusting person, and if you like them, and they use that as a hook, right? Because everything is an angle. And if anyone's been through this, you already know what I'm talking about. But for those who don't know, they come in and what they want to do is befriend you, sabotage you, and take everything from you. And then, if that wasn't enough, my computer is on a low battery, so I'm going to plug it back in. And then, if that wasn't enough, isn't enough, what they do is they destroy your life. They separate you from your friends. They separate you at work. They separate you from your own mind. Like, for example, I moved in with the one, and he said, in a perfectly clean living room, perfectly clean. I mean, pristine. You could eat off the floor. And he goes, I asked you to clean up yesterday. And I said, well, I didn't have to because it's perfectly clean. I saw his eyes switch to the black eyes. That's a whole other thing, by the way. To when you ever say anything against a demonic narcissist, their eyeballs turn black. Here's what's cool about this is I'm a scientifically minded kind of person, right? Most people aren't used to hearing this stuff from JB. I'm being like super honest. I'm not doing politics. I'm just talking about myself. I thought I took like accidentally some drugs when I saw this guy's eyes turn black. I mean black. I mean looking at someone and it's like in a movie where their eyes are completely black. And it turns out I researched it on Google, and you can research it on Google as well, just like I did. It turns out what happens is with the psychopathic personality, because they are constantly in predator mode. So keep that in mind. Take that in a box and remember that they are always in predator mode, just like a jaguar, just like a brown bear, just like not a human, just like something that wants to kill and eat you and destroy you and chew up your bones in front of your parents if they could. That's how bad it is. These are the people that run the world. So, what I found out was that what actually happens, the reason that these humans' eyes turn black, it's not a I mean, people can call it supernatural, but it's actually a physiological thing. So what happens is that their eyes dilate to take in as much light as possible because they're zoning in on their prey and they don't want any sort of peripheral thing to get in their way of taking their prey, which means literally biting their neck and bleeding it out. Or in the business setting, destroying someone through manipulation of those below them, those around them, and those above them. And they must do that in order to survive because they are the nonviolent serial killers of business, is what socialized psychopaths are, straight up. So their eyes turn black when they look at you because their pupils dilate like they're on mushrooms, but 1,000 times worse. And it looks like you're looking at something. It's like, holy shit. I've never seen this before in my life. It's very unnerving. It's very unnerving. That I can tell you right now. Hit play, go.
Terminator that was turned over, sent back by the humans, learns to protect. And that's the way narcissists are. They're only programmed to obtain their own objectives. They are incapable of learning empathy or reason. You can't argue with a narcissist. You can't reason with a narcissist. A narcissist doesn't stop. It won't stop coming until you either remove yourself from the situation or till that narcissist no longer is on the earth anymore, until that narcissist dies. Which usually when you talk to narcissist abuse survivors whose parents who the abuser has then died, it's a closure at that point, but then it's a different set of circumstances. And whether you're no contact at this juncture, and the holidays are always tough. This is my 5th year completely removed from my family. And you always have to keep in mind of what the narcissist is. That the narcissist only exists to obtain its own objectives, to satisfy its own needs.
Hit pause. If I had learned this during my, and again, my narc has been dead since 2016, so 8 years. But if I had known that when this fucking piece of shit faggot was working on me for like 7 years at my not only working on me, but working on the whole company, because everything is an angle. Everything is just, ugh. Everything is just filth, and they suck. The only thing that the narcissist is out to get is control and destruction of you, period. Hit play. I'm qualified to say these things, by the way.
It's because there's something wired wrong in their heads, and they don't stop. And they will manipulate, and they will keep coming at you and coming at you and coming at you. And they'll use whatever method they can to obtain their objective. And their objective is always about control. It's about abuse. It's about getting their way. And remember, even if you're not no contact, even if you're low contact, and you're going to have contact with these people, remember what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a machine that they don't stop. It's tough. And I'm not going to sit here and lie at the holidays. It's tough to feel like you're an outcast. But what's your alternative? Because that narcissist is there. It's planning. It's planning. It's conniving. It's talking behind your back. It's always on its objective to get that control. Okay? If the narcissist hasn't obtained its objective, it is impossible for it to shut down, because they're going to incorporate other people. It's always an angle. It's always an angle. So think about that if you're even low contact and you're going to have any contact with the narcissist, your narcissist or your abuser. This is what's playing. You might as well be.
I love how this guy's name is Ollie Matthews. I've been watching him for about 9 years in my recovery. I love how he calls the narcissist an it. He doesn't say him or her or he or she. He says it. So anyone who wants to fucking argue about pronouns, ugh, the worst fuck you to you. Because these are the things that we have to deal with. It is not a man it might have the body of a man or a woman. It might have a testicles, or it might, and a penis, and it might have breasts and buttocks or whatever, but in a vagina. But at the end of the day, if it's a narcissist, I think I've gotten good at identifying them early on after my experience. I've been fooled a little bit and I've run away, which is the only smart thing, it's not a pussy move, by the way, to run away from a narcissist. You have to run away. It's like, nope, not going there. All right, very nice. You be nice to them and just like, okay, cool. Yep, I'm out, and block their phone number and just get the fuck away. That's the only thing you can do with these demons. Because that's what they are. They're demons in human skin. Hit play. Go.
Be playing this in your head, because that's what's playing in their head. There's a reason why you can't reason with these people. They're often like Never Land. You can make every point crystal clear, and it's in one. It's like they get that glazed over look, and it's like but, because that's all they're programmed to do, and it's sad. But you're not going to be able to argue with these people. You can't reason with these people, and it's a shame. Hey, this is a tough one for me. This video, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I miss my daughter terribly, terribly. I gotta be here for when she breaks away from these people. Because these machines, because they are machines, you can't even look at them as people. They're machines because they're only out for themselves, and they will never, ever stop. They have no empathy. They have no remorse. They have no reasoning skills. All they have is, I want my way, period. For those of you who are no contact and, having a hard time this holiday,
Take all the pressure to your work you can stand. All of the bitches shut their locks and take a quiet way to your whole plan. Right now, hopping out of your pants. It's making money by 90s plan. Mobilizing to the 59 and good to know your friends want you to take their hands. Don't forget that you're a battle fan. Guitars, bloody logos and the 5-point stars. Crank the parental wits and piercing wrist. The heavy metal man send my regards. Slayer metal churching in his side. You better find us nothing secret right. To nuclear assault to make more death. And the feeling in the just isn't right. Can't you let this happen with that fight? Snowball fights. Put a many differences down to rest, and they will crush our wings, rock with our mind. And we're gonna give it up our time. This is a page in the diary of a world that was chaos and void before we came about. Predators roamed in the wild. We were fragile like a child before we tamed the land. Many have died on the tries. Many have looked into dangerous eyes, wanting to survive. Others have cried in defeat, but it's impossible to beat the will to stay alive and keep the fire lit. Like a bird, we grew wings to life. Building dams, we have turned the tide. Stopped abiding by nature's ties. Now we rise beyond the skies. Will we bring our own demise? In concrete cages, the fire rages. This is the sign on the wall of a skyscraper standing tall. We have claimed it all. Now we can shelter the weak. We can find anything that we seek. But we know if the land could speak, it was time for experiment bleak. The earth is worn, I mourn for all the souls like a bird, we grew wings to the light. Building dams, we have turned the tide. Stopped abiding by nature's ties. Now we rise beyond the skies. Will we bring our own demise? In concrete cages, through all the
I missed you, though. Missed you so.
We are ready, girl. Let the rumors start.
Have you heard of the world famous song Sana Sa?
Sana Sa.
Oh.
I was kidnapped real young by the sweet taste of love, built a fondness for things that just weren't good enough. I cradled the crow, always shoot off the dove, which tagged me a naive son. So the fortunate kids, yeah, they left on their lights and they stuck up their noses and started some fights. Their parents all cackled the dirt on my hands while my father was slaving. My mother explained it, sometimes that's just how it is. So my sister went kissing a maple skin boy, finally held up her fist, said I'm done being coy, and the neighborhood board started buzzing with joy. We finally had front page news. Although it was sad, I couldn't help but laugh. Such ridiculous hate in the hot summer sweat. I laid on my back, let the punk record spin. The stomping guitar, it was shooting out stars. It all went to my heart. It left some rainbows in the dark. So I called out danger, my friends and some strangers. They stumbled and wavered, but caught me a savior. They slipped me the blood and the whole of the body, but I didn't feel their change. Then I met a man with a fist for a hand, held me flat on my back, taught me how to give in. Some phrases were shot, pretty roses got tossed. The gift of a fat lit grin. Now they're drilling my teeth while I'm soiled and sheets with my lover. She's counting the diamonds on rings, and even when truth doesn't help with the sting, out of no numbers, some harsh-looking colors, full immaculate change. No need for 1,000 cranes. So I thank the city, the lives that it's spinning, the friends that I have in the shoes when I'm shining. The trunk horn so violent, I'm spitting out sounds of the colors so vibrant, the colors so loud. The newly born crying, realizing what life is.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. But the money I saved, thought I'd get a wax figure myself. Oh, right in the...
Break me of my innocence amidst these cold and rainy days. There's so much hate beneath the sky. My inspiration's all washed away. So tie me down and cut me up and pour my blood upon the earth. No up for hands to hold me up, and I can give a fuck for all that it's worth. Breathe in, breathe up, and take a closer look, because your life is laced and now it's got you hooked. The hunters become the hunter when it rains and pours, and instinctive push. You better lock your doors. Take a look around. 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 Tell me what you see. It's upside down, you permanently. Take a look around. Tell me what you find. Just an empty search through a foreign kind. I'm sickened by this odious scent, gently drifting on the breeze.